Okay, here's another game of Infinite Crisis coming your way. This time is Atomic Wonder Woman in the jungle. You can see my team on the top, the enemy team on the bottom, and...
Criminals beware. Alec Holland is no more. Now, I am the Swamp Thing.
I am recording this post-game commentary. So I wasn't sure if I wanted to upload this one at all, but I am playing with one of my subs. If you notice the little, I don't even know if you can see it there in the chat window.
On it.
But it's Sapphire. And the interesting twist to this particular game is that I recorded a couple of small games before this one, just trying to play the different junglers, get a feel for the specifics about them. And one of the people I played with was the Sinestro from this game. I don't know if I'll put the game up where I played with him before this, but I knew there was going to be a fight around the Doomsday device because we did some shenanigans there last game. And all of it is to pretty much take the one camp that's on the other side of this wall. It's worth more than the others, and I don't entirely see the point of it because while it is worth more than the other camps, the trade-off to that being you probably are not going to have one person take it alone. And as a result, the credits for it will be diffused so much that it's not really worth it in my opinion. So if they want to take it, they can kind of have it.
Drones operational.
But otherwise, I started with the E because I think that's the best one to start with. And I'm not running a detonate or a consume because I wasn't under the impression I'd need it. Sadly, Atomic Wonder Woman's first clear is kind of slow. Luckily, I had Gas Bat there to help me with it.
Sounds like a plan.
But all in all, it gets better. And the other advantage, of course, to Atomic Wonder Woman is just that you're resourceless. You have your resource that you generate by attacking stuff with the skills that will supercharge one of your other moves. You don't have to worry about being gated by will, just cooldowns.
Just getting started.
And sadly, CDR is one of the stats I find hard to build on Atomic Wonder Woman.
Yeah, great plan.
But I can go ahead and tell you right off the bat this is going to be a rough game to start off with because the top lane is Joker and Sinestro. Both of them have escapes, and, well, CC is... I don't have a CC. Sapphire does, but it's kind of tricky to land. You have to kind of telegraph it, and it's just kind of complicated.
There's a chance. Take it.
As for Mecha Wonder Woman, as far as I know, she doesn't have any form of CC. This is the camp that's usually contested. So the top lane is really, really tricky, and the Sinestro is the one that's going to be giving us trouble. Right there I now have the Q. I'm considering my gank opportunities, and in reality my best bet is just wait until level 6 and then reclaim someone. Unless someone really messes up or you have a lane with some strong CC, this is not quite so easy. And I didn't pay attention there to see if I pulled off the rev to W or not, but that's the best clear move. As for you should max on Atomic Wonder Woman, that I'm a bit conflicted about. Your E does inflict a slow, and the slow does scale with the rank, meaning there is some incentive to maxing that. While on the other hand, your W is your highest damage move, and by maxing that, you can speed up your clear, potentially secure a kill on a game. So I can see arguments for either one, and I think I kind of alternate between the two. And sadly, the game does run long enough to where I'm going to build up this Marauder knife and then ultimately sell it. So I was kind of hoping we might be able to get Arrow. I am running Zatanna's Psychic Assault for the longer slow. I was kind of hoping maybe we could get something here, but nice. Sadly, Swamp Thing misaimed his Rupture move. I forgot what that's called exactly, and as a result, gank fail. Just got to try to keep farming, keep the credits up, keep the XP going. And one of the things I try to get in the habit of doing as I play through this is leading off with the Q, then the E, then the W for my clear. That way I have the Q for AoE, the E will do its little damage over time thing, and then that gives me 2 full revs to execute the big monster there, like so.
Our top turret is under attack.
So if you're wondering why I'm not talking during the game, I wasn't even going to record this one in the
Okay.
first place until I ran into one of my subs by chance. So I turned it on, I just didn't turn on the microphone. But right here is the camp so you can see it yourself.
Power relay.
And as you can see, it's pretty tanky. So right there I did refill the rev gauge, and here you'll be able to see what it's worth.
Just getting started.
Not exactly an insignificant amount.
The enemy has captured a power relay.
And while I would have liked to clear that, I do need to work on the relay. This will in turn increase the credit flow to my team and potentially keep us in the game.
Our top turret is under attack. Get out of here. Captured a power relay. Our bottom turret is under attack. First blood.
So, Swamp Thing playing First Blood on Starro. The Starro is going to be a bit of an issue because our Mecha Wonder Woman does not get the Mobius Core. If you're wondering what the Mobius Core is, think the Quicksilver Sash from League of Legends. It does not have the Mercurial Scimitar final level, but that would be the best bet for clearing out the Starro snare suppression type thing or whatever. But right there, the Parallax Sphere sealed my fate, and I ended up dying. Sinestro managed to reach his ult level before I did, and yeah. I am going to have to build Diana's bracers to deal with his fear, sadly. But in the meantime, I can go ahead and pick that up. Meanwhile, Sapphire goes down as well.
There's a chance. Take it.
And right now, I believe Sinestro is in reclaiming range. I can't make out the numbers on my post-commentary screen. But as you can see, I'm not quite in the habit of the EQ, or QEW combo yet. But Reclaimer has been achieved, and while Sinestro would be nice, I have to have vision of him to ult him once I get within actual range. And that's not exactly something I can guarantee, which is why I'm not in any hurry to go up there. Instead, I'm kind of hoping that I might have more luck bots since I don't have to deal with the double blinks. So I took some pieces out of Arrow, but not quite enough to actually matter. And Robin's going to be spending most of his time on the top half of the map, which kind of makes sense due to the one control point up there. Due to the Sinestro being too much of a threat, I'm going to try to get the bottom lane snowballing, that way we'd have Swamp Thing to potentially help deal with some of his DPS. I believe Sinestro did receive some buffs in the last patch, or the patch before that, one of the two. And as a result, well, Turbine's entire goal was to make it so that the blasters weren't laughably bad. For the most part, you'd want like one in order to just round out your team. That way, the enemy can stack one type of armor against you. But otherwise, the blasters left a lot to be desired. Especially like Green Lantern, who had enough will to do exactly one combo, and then he was completely empty. But right here, Joker is in a not quite so desirable position for himself. I went ahead and burned the Psychic Assault, and I did reclaim him here. Had to secure that. Couldn't pass it off, and Sinestro is here. Sadly, Robin is with him, so Otherwise, I might have been able
An
to
enemy is
deal with him.
relentless.
I wanted to hear you scream.
Enemy power relay unlocked in 10 seconds.
So, with everything on Atomic Wonder Woman scaling with AD, I do need to build sources of AD. And the Soul Taker Katana is nice because it's going to give me a way to sustain between skirmishes.
Allied power relay unlocked in 10 seconds.
So I'm clearing this real quick just to get a little bit more EXP and credits before having to head over to the relay.
Allied power relay unlocked.
And I'm trying to figure out when the ideal time to max Atomic Wonder Woman's passive would be. The
Doomsday device
cooldown
activated
from the
in 10
Rev
seconds.
kind of would help you with more ults,
Enemy
but
defeated.
it's still such a
The enemy
small
has captured
amount
the power
that
relay.
I can't see the redeeming value to it.
Doomsday device
It's just too insignificant to put your points in early, and come late it doesn't really matter.
Not again.
Back to base.
So, level 10 is when I get the next point in my ult, and it brings the cooldown down by 10 seconds. So it goes from something like 145 to 135. There I actually got to do the combo correctly. Once I get a little bit more AD, I can pretty much insta-clear a camp like that.
I can't stop now.
But right here I'm going... I thought I was going to sit under the tower to buy an item, but... Oh well.
An enemy is ferocious.
You can see the Sinestro is really getting out of control. Right here is the Starro ult. And Robin just took out the Raider, I believe, so... I might have been able to kill him had I gone over there instead of trying to gank. And right here I just wanted the velocity implant so that I could try to clear a little bit more quickly, since the W isn't always going to be enough. Sometimes I do need to follow up with one or two more attacks. And if you notice, my ult is off cooldown,
Top turret is under attack.
so we get to reclaim Robin.
You have defeated an enemy. Clear the rubble.
Now, I don't know why Swamp Thing did his little fist in there, since I gave them vision as I leapt over the wall. But all in all, he seems pretty good with his vines. And right now would be one of those times when I wish Reclaimer were up, but oh well. Joker's rushing the Starheart, which is a little interesting. He won't be able to get the immediate return from that. Well, he gets the immediate return, which is lower than if you actually wait a little while. And that camp was worth 230 credits, I believe. If you're wondering, the E does have a dot attached to it. That's why some of the camps blow up a little bit after I actually hit them. Right there I got to get another point into the velocity implants, and the advantage of that is that I get more move speed, more crit, stuff like that.
Took the turret offline.
And since I know we can beat Sinestro late, I don't want to throw in the towel. Sadly, the whole plan for beating him is kind of contingent on a Mobius core or two, or the spell shield. I forgot what that one's called, because there's two CC spells that we have to watch out for: the Starro and the Sinestro ults, and our carries need to get out of them one way or another.
I can't stop now.
Our top turret is under attack.
A Gorilla Grodd helmet would have been nice as well, because that's like a tenacity aura item.
You have defeated
There's
an
no
enemy.
real equivalent to that in League of Legends, for kind of good reason.
Our top turret has been
But that would have been like
destroyed.
a contingency plan for dealing with them that we just never actually got around to doing.
Enemy power relay unlocked. Ally power relay unlocked.
And here's Sinestro. There's his ult. I had to wait for that to dissipate before I could take action. And right there I got to reclaim him, and that will slow him down slightly. Now right here I would have liked it if Mecha Wonder Woman could have fell back, but they still get the Joker, so...
Captured a power relay. Enemy defeated.
Normally Joker's a little bit dangerous to face, which is why I was a little bit worried at the time. Luckily reinforcements were nearby. I ended up burning most of my stuff on Sinestro, so chasing was not necessarily an option for me.
New power relay operational in 10 seconds.
Swamp Thing teleported in.
Like a plan.
You can see how quickly I can clear that. And I don't know if I do a suicide here. Or Sinestro might just kill me, one of the two. So I figured he'd try to approach from behind, which is why I moved over here. And in reality, I didn't want to fight him. Since he got the kill there, he got the reset. Unfortunately for him, I'm kind of quick. Just not fast enough to get away from the Joker little barrage thing. So in the end, they are going to be able to get the top. But trade-off is I did manage to get enough credits for a katana and implant upgrade. So right now my goal is to get to the Raider, potentially stop them from taking it. Since some of them were top lane, that does mean that there is a window for me to get there before their reinforcements arrive. And we're almost, let's face it, we're about, we passed the 1/3 point. We're not quite halfway home yet. So I am maxing the Q just to get the 2-second cooldown reduction every level of the spell. And right there, they both use their ults, which means this would be the time to do something. And unfortunately, we had no allies nearby. Joker is keeping our top lane at bay single-handedly, and yeah. So now the gas bat is back. It's just way too late at this point. And since there aren't any real low targets, I didn't want to just rush in and reclaim. I can go ahead and get the final level of the Soul Taker Katana so that I can start stacking. And right there she gave me vision so that I could activate Reclaimer on Sinestro. So, to summarize this game, I'm going to be doing everything in my power to try to keep Sinestro down. The arrow is also going to become a problem, but he doesn't quite reach Sinestro levels of bad. And luckily, since I didn't have a lot of stacks on that katana just yet, there wasn't that much to lose.
Ally power relay unlocked.
I must return to
So right now I'm just trying to look at the gold sums and figure out, is there a way for us to still win this?
Heading home. Our top turret is under attack.
One of the items that I'm currently thinking about is the Sword of Beowulf. It's a little late at this point for it.
A power relay.
If you want to know what it is, think Hex Drinker from League of Legends. And here's where I'm gonna pick it up, I think, as soon as I clear the camp. So it will give me a small shield to potentially bait Sinestro into something bad, but the trade-off is it's a flat shield, just like in League of Legends, so it will eventually become completely insignificant.
I can't stop now. Our bottom turret is under attack. Enemy power relay unlocking.
So right there, Starro got a clutch slow. He pretty much negated my super speed, and I decided to stop chasing him before I run into some of his allies.
Enemy defeated.
Meanwhile, I just gotta keep an eye out for the fray going on up here. Look for an opportunity to maybe reclaim in.
Yeah. Enemy 42.
Arrow went down.
Finish him off.
And I reclaimed Sinestro at short range so that he couldn't pull me under the tower to my doom.
An ally is relentless.
And down goes Robin. So with this swing, we are able to reclaim the top power relay. Right there you get to see the Starro ult.
A power relay.
Relay
And now we have the elite drones top.
Elite drones enabled in top lane.
So that tower should fall kind of soon. But here I need to put that Soul Taker Katana to use by just getting stacks for it as well as getting my life back.
The enemy has cut
Okay, there I got the sword and I also got the Joe Chills. I think I have to get it to level 2 in order for the shield to actually be there. I wasn't really paying attention to it. But otherwise it still gives me some power armor as well as some AD, so I hit harder and take less damage. Not sure why I went back to that since I didn't really need it, but I guess this is when I solo the Doomsday device. And sadly, for some reason in this game, I can go ahead and spoil it. For one reason or another, the Doomsday device simply will not fire for me. I actually just have to hold it until it times out. I can't drop it early or anything like that. Kind of sucks, yes. I don't know what caused it exactly, but those are the breaks. So as a result, I'm going to end up losing the first Doomsday device for us because it just won't fire. And for everyone after that, I make sure not to pick it up so that we don't have a repeat of it. So you may have noticed by the clicking that the microphone was on, it's just I'm not talking. I may end up saying a few harsh words once I try mashing the T key and that damn Doomsday device won't fire. So this is pretty easy to solo on an 80 type character, especially once you have a little bit of lifesteal. The attack speed makes it very easy for you to actually clear this and still be fairly healthy. And down it goes. I get the full 800 credits and I get those all to myself. And I didn't complete the animation of picking up the Doomsday device. So right now I want to try to get to safety so that I can heal and I can bring it over to one of the towers to kind of nuke them down. So just like that, Joe chills. And now the enemy does have to worry about my crits. In a prolonged trade, I'm probably going to annihilate them. And of course, if you're wondering, Sinestro is a first push. So my plan here is to drop the Doomsday device on them for the flat damage. It does mean I can't like get a tower off of it, but it's still better than nothing.
I must return to the base.
So right there, the Starro ult held me back while I went on Sinestro. I I got to level up and I can put another point into Reclaimer.
Clear the rubble. Doomsday device will auto-fire into six.
And I was trying to fire it before Joker hit, because if you notice it goes on this little standby thing in the meantime. So right there I tried to move it forward so that we could hit one of them,
Ferocious.
but no dice.
Let's make an opening.
Since I don't have a Valkyrie spell of my own, I had to just foot it out while hoping Mecha Wonder Woman kind of follows suit.
Disengaging.
I have been hearing a lot of complaints about her Celerity spell lately, which has a surge of attack speed that goes with it. I don't know if that's on Turbine's radar, but that's kind of what makes her dangerous. If not for that, she doesn't really have much going for her, I think. Her ult is not that impressive.
Look, the enemy's top turret has been destroyed. Enemy power relay.
So right here we get the one relay, and now we can rush to the top and try to take that one. Sadly, my health leaves some things to be desired, but I can try to get a little bit more off of that. And Mecha Wonder Woman just blew Robin away. Now right here I figure someone's going to sneak around this way. I can sit here and try to ambush them. Lo and behold, it's Sinestro. So right there was a really good Starro ult. He made sure that Gasback couldn't finish him off, and then Sinestro just kind of kept his distance from me. Starro is really good at kiting people due to the slows in his moveset.
The enemy has captured a power relay.
Right here I'm trying to figure out what my defensive options are, if there's something I can get for...
Double kill.
I don't remember what all... CDR and power armor I was looking for. Something along the lines of like the Speared Visage from League of Legends. Closest thing, of course, is the Kryptonian War Armor, but there is no CDR to be found on that item.
I must return.
Regardless, I figure I'm still probably best off going for that. Plus, it also gives me movement speed. Can't argue with that.
Disengaging.
So, another point into Rev. And I'm trying to remember what the increment is as the move upgrades. If it's a quarter second or a half second.
Radar online.
Because if it's only a quarter second, then of course at rank 4 it's just going to be a measly 1 second cooldown once you fill up your rev meter. But if it's a half second, that is 2. It's twice as much as the 1, even though it's still a bit light, I'd say.
Radar online in 10 seconds.
So Reclaimer is live, it's just Sinestro is just outside of reach.
Radar.
But since we have eyes on them, I can go ahead and just take the Raider. Sinestro killed Swamp Thing, which is really bad that our tank is going down like that.
We have defeated the Radar.
Sinestro claimed another one.
Enemy defeated.
And since I don't have to worry about the Q cooldown as much at this point, I am more willing to use it liberally so that I can hop over walls and stuff. So Robin, I always perceive him to be more of a support than anything else, which is why I really don't care that he's the one attacking me. You can see how I just kind of ignore him, and Mecha Wonder Woman and I actually do a number on the tower. And to make things worse, I can just come over here, and like that, my health is pretty impressive.
The enemy's bottom turret has been destroyed.
And of course at this stage of the game, it's pretty easy to take this camp, and it's still worth quite a bit of credits, meaning if you can deny that from the enemy, you might be setting yourself up for some key plays due to being able to just keep them down in terms of build. As for this, I wanted to recall somewhere safe. Worst come to worst, if they attacked me here, I'd have Mecha Wonder Woman to help me with the DPS. Here I went for the full sword because I wasn't sure how long the game was going to last. Worst come to worst, I figured it'd be one of those games where I have to get the Doomsday device and try to backdoor.
Look there.
Look. Let's go. Retreat.
And sadly, I don't have any cameras, so I can't get vision inside of the shadows or
Look.
anything like that. I don't remember who it was on our team that actually does have
Doomsday
those.
device activated. On it.
So right here, I didn't actually want to tank a lot of damage because I'm only going to be able to sustain if I'm able to attack. From as far back as I was, not gonna be, my hands are kind of tied. And I can also run down the Joker here. He's one of the two big targets, I'd say. Being able to take him out of the fight is it's a good asset for us. As for right here, as much as I would have liked to kill Robin, I'd rather just deal some damage here. And you notice my team is here, so this time I do not want to pick up the Doomsday device. I don't know if the reason why I couldn't use it was just some sort of lag. It was like it didn't indicate I was hit when I actually was. Or, I don't know. So right there I used the Psychic Assault to keep him down, and Mecha Wonder was able to clean him up for the kill, and yeah. So while they're fighting over there, bad idea, yes, you can see how easily Sinestro kind of blew her up. I don't have Reclaimer, and the power relay is more important, I'd say.
Relay captured.
We've captured a power relay.
And down goes Sinestro to the Scream. So they dropped the Doomsday device on a tower, I believe. Yeah, one of the...
The enemy's top
It's not quite like an inhibitor turret since there are no inhibitors here. Yeah. As for this, since I don't need the will, I'm more than willing to give it to Batman. Let him lane, get some gold. Hopefully we don't die as much. And we are almost at the 3/4 mark. So Diana's bracers, more healing. The resilience is tenacity, so that I can get out of the Starro and Sinestro ults more easily. I'm not in the same boat as Mecha Wonder Woman where I have to eat their entire burst.
Enabled in both lanes.
Not to mention Mecha Wonder Woman's considerably squishier than I am.
Sounds like a plan.
So right here we have a bit of lull in the action as I try to reposition myself. The bottom lane is completely
Radar.
open, and I think I'm
Online in
going to
30
end up making a
seconds.
suicide play here, just to take out Sinestro.
Enemy defeated.
So Starro went down. And sadly my Q wasn't up to gap close. It is now, as you can see.
Radar. In 10 seconds.
Nope, I just went down because of the friggin' arrow laying into me as Sinestro did.
Enemy defeated. Radar.
I'm
Phasing
trying to remember what
complete.
Robin's ult is right now, but
Ally defeated.
is it supposed to be like the Crescent Sweep from League of
Ally
Legends?
defeated.
He's one of the ones that I don't know because I've only played him like once or twice.
Heading home.
But from here, the next item for me to get rid of is the Sword of Beowulf. I just picked it up a little while ago, which is why getting it in the first place is probably a bit of a mistake. The shield virtually means nothing, and there are better options for me to get. Ra's al Ghul's robe is not one of them, though. I don't remember what the Zonia's Hourglass item is in this game, but Sinestro's going to get one of those to make taking him down a little bit annoying. I can still do it, it's just more of a hassle. Not to mention I still have to get the final level of implant.
We can rebuild.
The final level of the implants. I was trying to remember what they're called. Velocity 9, I think?
If there's a chance, take it.
And I'm trying to remember what the comic significance is of Velocity 9. I know it's a drug that's supposed to make people as fast as Flash, but it's supposed to be fatal or something like that. And I don't really want to engage on Starro because there's it's just a general lack of information.
You cannot
Our
afford
people
to
with the
lose.
cameras only have one down? Or wait, that's the moving beacon thing.
Okay.
So, due to the whole swamp thing made, we can kind of cut across here. I don't know if he had to make that again, but the key thing is he's got something to throw. Move the paw. And right there, I was trying to tell her, don't go in there. You're gonna get yourself killed.
Enemy double kill.
And that was a really bad engage, and yeah.
I will not fail.
Luckily, I had my own super speed. It's not quite flashes where it makes you run faster, but it's still enough to get me out of there. And if you're wondering, the other reason why I'm playing Atomic Wonder Woman is I just want to get more EXP on the character so that I can unlock her power. Until I get Flash, hers is going to be the default super speed I go for. It's also the other reason why I wasn't really planning on recording this, because I was hoping I could do kind of like with Zatanna's Psychic Assault there, pick it up off camera and then just record the game when it's already been stolen.
Allied power relay unlocked.
So I still don't want to surrender because I know the reason why we lost that fight is just because Mecha Wonder Woman was kind of positioned poorly. She had two DPS characters on her left and her right, I guess, even though it was kind of like a V shape. And that's pretty much the only reason why she died. Sadly, I don't have any CC to kind of heal for her. My job is just dive into the back line, try to get the enemy to break formation. So right here I could do a suicide into the Doomsday Device pit, but I'd rather not. Instead, Starro is kind of like a sitting duck. And I don't know if that was a crit, but I got to pick up the Starro kill.
Done. Follow me.
And down goes our tower.
Turret eradicated. Airplan. Look, attack!
So right there I ate Sinestro's ult, and the key thing is I managed to do enough damage to him to where Batman could pick him up with the Scream.
Enemy defeated.
And if they don't have Sinestro, they pretty much don't have a team. Joker and Arrow are kind of dangerous in their own regards, yes, but none of them are even close to the threat that Sinestro poses to us. So elite drones means that we can't push that in as quickly, and it just makes the whole damn thing more complicated. But I do get to get the final level of the implants. And right here, Star ult, and there goes Mecha. If she had the Mobius core, she should have been able to cleanse that and been free. It's just she didn't. And as a result, we lose both Swamp Thing and Mecha Wonder Woman. And that is increasing the amount of gold on the Arrow, making him more difficult to kill. Of course, the other part is if you saw the game that I played with him, you have all this mobility in him with his Q being able to flip and slow. He's good at kiting. And unless you have some sort of special gap closer, it's a little bothersome.
Hit the road.
But at this point I need to replace the Sword of Beowulf, and I'm not entirely sure what item I need to fill the void. So right here there was more of them around here than I had friends, and as a result I have to kind of had to burn super speed, yes, but it's better than giving up a death at this stage of the game. And this time I do need to pick up the health thing to kind of get me as healthy as possible for what's about to happen. So I didn't want to be seen, but Joker was in the right place. And right there I got the Joker and Sinestro ults out of the way without getting hit by either of them. So right here I have the option to continue engaging or fall back and then reclaim. So right there he used the Zonya's equivalent, not enough to save his life, but annoying nonetheless.
Don't ever test me!
I must return
Enemy
to the
power
base.
unlock in 10 seconds.
So the relays are about to unlock.
Unlock in 10 seconds.
I don't exactly have the health to charge into their base. I can try to lifesteal off of these like so. And you can see I'm much better off than I was a second ago. So I think Arrow would beat Swamp Thing. It's just unfortunately for Arrow, I was nearby. Yes, I do die, but in order to delay that relay, I think it might have been worth it. Not to mention, Arrow is one of the... he's the secondary threat, I'd say. Joker is becoming increasingly marginal as I stacked power armor. Meanwhile, I do have a shortage of attack armor, which is why Arrow would be a little bothersome. But Joker goes down,
An ally is
and
annihilated.
we get the ace. But Sinestro is up. Since the home guard ability is kind of innate to the characters here, I tipped off my team and they got the hell out before he could mow them down.
The enemy has captured a power relay.
So they did get the one. Right there was the Mobius core if you haven't seen it before. I was trying to figure out if I need it. It gives you power armor and the cleanse, but it's
Doomsday
not quite what
device
I'm looking
activation
for.
in 10 seconds. Doomsday device
And I decided to go for Metallo's Heart for more CDR. Not to mention the attack speed slow will give me a little bit of coverage from the arrow. I did lose the power armor that I kind of needed for Sinestro and Joker, but the other side of that argument is just claiming time. You can see just how dangerous Sinestro actually is. And I'm a little hesitant to engage on Robin, but I don't know what he was trying. Whatever it is, it was good at getting him killed.
That is the sound of justice.
Let's hit the road.
And my whole point for being here is just to smash the beacon. I don't actually need the credits, so I stepped away so Gaspack can pick those up.
Let's make an opening.
And if you notice, Mecha Wonder Woman has our Doomsday device. Here's the end of the game. So Joker down, Starro down, and GG. It all ends with a pillar of light. So I will go through the scorecard, but I'm not going to go over the specifics because I didn't know how long each thing would take. Since I wasn't lane, I don't deal quite as much damage as the actual laners, but I still kind of served my assassin role. And to put things into context for you, you can see my Atomic Wonder Woman level not quite there to unlocking her power yet. I had the most credits, quite a few things, but not quite the most kills, least deaths, or most assists. And there are the exact numbers. So I'll post thoughts and observations in the description. Till next time, I'm the Hero of Light. Thanks for watching, and goodbye.